Did you know that if you work hard enough, you can get your name on a paddle too? I was really excited to get to this particular paddle because I've actually been following this guy's journey since he first started. He has a little YouTube channel, so check it out and you can see it for yourself. But this guy was pushing his physical and mental limits to be in the top 10, and that has been nothing but inspiring. Christian Alshon finally got his name on a paddle, which now means he really made it. If you guys end up liking this review, you can support our channel by clicking the link in the description below, and when you check out, 10% off will automatically be applied to your purchase. Let's geek into it. This is one of PaddleTech's new releases this year. The Bantam TKO-C 14.3mm, which means technical knockout. The "C" means it's a standard handle length, while if you get the CX version, it's a 5.75 inch handle with the regular grip circumference of 4.25 inches for both models. The intention of this Bantam series was to bring the power and spin and reach to maximize your game. This is an elongated paddle stretching out at 16.5 inches by 7.5 width of inches on a unidirectional carbon fiber surface. So naturally, anything you're trying to keep in the courts will just stay in because of the extra reach. The wide surface is great as well for balls that you're just trying to intercept and stay in the game. This thing is a giant fly swatter. The spin performed just as expected. My topspin was powerful and direct when driving down the court. I could keep my returns highly aggressive as well as my serves and attacks due to the impressive dwell time. It feels like the ball sinks into the paddle before it launches it. If you like that extra pickleball noise, you can turn it up with this guy, no problem. One important skill I had to dial in, which you will too with this paddle, is the poppy power. This paddle just gives off the same energy your opponent's heavy drive will. So when you're getting attacked, be sure to pivot your paddle facing the direction you want it to go, or else the ball will just fly off the court. These models were made to punish, so don't punish yourself, punish your opponents. Being 14.3mm thick and elongated is almost the perfect build for this model. With the swing weight being at 115, it seems like you would get less power, but with all the ingredients PaddleTech puts inside, it's just still very powerful. The twist weight is clocked in at 6.4, which is high, especially for being 7.9 ounces, but good for stability in the heat of battle. Although it has pop, I did notice the sweet spot is smaller. Finding it was a slight challenge, but we have a solution, which we'll get to a little bit later. A 6.4 swing weight statistically should give you less maneuverability, but it's not enough to where it takes it away completely. I was still able to flip from backhand to forehand counters relatively quickly. Being elongated, you can really get that extra whip for overhead smashes and putaways at the non-volley zone. They balanced it out well enough for you to customize it to your own liking. In singles, I think this will be the key to putting away shots and easily passing your opponents down the line. When it came to resets and slowing down the game, it was a tad difficult to dial in my grip and avoid too much pop when hitting the sweet spot. But nothing is impossible. I really had to let loose and let the paddle do the work. Once it clicked, it was easy street. I felt most of the weight towards the bottom of the paddle and light on top. That is great for fast hands, but personally, this affected my dinking because I like the top to have a little bit more weight to make dinking effortless. With the smaller sweet spot on the paddle, I had to be mindful of how and where I hit the ball on the paddle. If you're hitting the ball at the top of the paddle, you will have a little bit more issues with ball control. Sometimes it would just die off the paddle. The good thing is that PaddleTech left the canvas open for your needs. So for the solution, which I mentioned earlier, I'm a huge believer in adding weights. So once weight is put on in the correct areas, you can open up the sweet spot and add a touch of more power on the top. The design was carefully thought out and great input was provided for this model. You can turn this into whatever fits your needs as well as the style you play. For the player looking to enhance their power and spin with aggressiveness, I think this paddle will serve you very well. I highly recommend this paddle for the average everyday rec player or the high-level player who's looking to stay and keep up with the competition. You'll have no problems overpowering your friends and the local competition. You'll be able to control the ball if you control yourself. If you are on the older side, this paddle is on the larger side, so if you need the extra reach and the power without moving too much, this paddle is for you. You'll be able to keep up with your young friends and plow your way to victory. Without our link in the description below, this paddle is on the market for $229. With our link, a simple click will take you to the cart and automatically apply 10% off of this purchase, which will save you some money and it'll bring it down to $206. I hope you enjoyed this review. Thanks for listening. Christian Alshon, good job, bro. See you guys on the courts.